Now, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. So let me explain. First off, it's free. I'm not joking, you guys. The Anchor app, it is free to use. Second, there's creation tools that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Now that's awesome, isn't it? Third, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere, you guys, on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and so many more platforms. Fourth, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Now, is that awesome, you guys, or what? That's just terrific. And finally, it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So I have another podcast with Anchor, and I'm just loving Anchor so much. I love it. It's so very easy to use, guys. So why don't you download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. What's up, you guys, and welcome to the official podcast of Damian Talks Education. So listen up. I am here to talk about all things education on my podcast. So get prepared for some realness and honesty of education as I walk you down through various of topics that's happening in the education world with some amazing guests, to sharing stories relating to education and so much more, because I got you covered with education. So join me on this journey of education with me. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my show, Damian Talks Education. Thanks so much for joining me on today. I really do appreciate all of you guys. So settle on down. So let's just hop right into this right here, because today's show is all about, I am going to be sharing some top tips and advice for student teachers who are in college right now. I have some great tips for you guys and advice. Now, I'm not, a student teacher just yet because I am still in college. I'm still at the beginning stage. So the advice right here, you guys, I strongly encourage you to take this advice of what I have to share with you all, and also share it out with your peers as well who are student teachers. So I know some of my friends are watching this. I know. I'm not going to mention out any names, but anyways, just take this advice, you guys. Take this advice because you will need this. You will need this. Okay. So let's break down the first one that I have, which is to be open to feedback. Be open to feedback. It's, because I say this all the time. I pretty much do, you guys. We all make mistakes. We all are going to make mistakes many times into our lifetime onto this earth, you guys. I have never met not one human being that is absolutely perfection. I have never met that person, never. And no, that is not me, you guys, because I'm not perfect. We're not all perfect. We make mistakes every day of our lives, and that's just a part of who we are. That's just a part of who we are, right? The only person that's perfect is God. He is the only one that is perfect, okay? But going back, be open to feedback. Be open to feedback. Corrections. Is it something that you are doing, wrongly? Whatever, sorry, you guys, whatever the case may be,
be open to it. Hear, from let's learn from each other. That's what I'm trying to say here. Let's learn from each other. Let's, hear each other out because, like I said, I believe early on to this season, or probably it's going to be later on this season, that, we need to hear each other out. We need to hear, other opinions because we are not going to always be right all the time. We're just not. There will be some cases that yes, we are right on a specific situation that we are doing, dealing with our students. Other times we are going to be wrong with, okay, I should have did that with that particular class right there. I'm gonna try to do something different for my next class. Progress, you guys, progress. Don't keep on making the exact same mistakes over and over and over because how in the world are you going to learn from it? How are you going to learn from it? By repeatedly continue on doing it. That doesn't make sense to me in my eye, and I know, of course, with you guys. So be open to feedback. Be open to feedback. Hear other perspectives. Okay. The next I have is to make a good impression. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Make a good impression, you guys. Into your interviews, once you become a teacher, in the interview process, make a good impression, dress, how you want to, be perceived back, if I'm saying that correctly. Dress appropriately because you can't be like this right here. This is inappropriate for an interview. Um, if you're going to teaching, I can't be wearing a t-shirt. I can't have on my cross necklace. Well, I can, just have to, tuck it underneath it. Of course, good hair. I'm looking all good. I will have to wear, professional looking for men. But anyways, make a good impression. Make a good impression because people, you guys, they will see firsthand. They will see firsthand how you are like. Was you good toward them, with their students? When you do student teaching, are you good with the class? Did you, did everything correctly? Or it has to be right for that school district that you are planning on teaching at, and someone. So make a good impression. Make a good impression. Be presentable. Be presentable. Be honest. Be truthful. Be yourself. That is what I was missing from saying this. Be yourself. Be yourself. Be authentically you. One of these days, I'm going to say it correctly. Be you because there's nobody else out there into the world. So be yourself. So make a good impression. The next I have, of course, ask many questions. Ask many questions. There are no such things as a dumb question. There's not. Ask as many questions as you want. If you don't understand something, ask. Ask. Ask that teacher, hey, is this blah blah blah? Whatever the situation may be, ask questions. You know, the don't be that weird kind of person, that just sits, around, watching in the corner, you're nodding, you're smiling, you're interacting with your student, you're interacting, well, they are your students because you're student teaching, because you've been doing that for several weeks by now, of course. But yeah, you're nodding, you're smiling, yeah, you're interacting, with the students, and at the end of the day, that teacher comes to you, asks, how was your day, blah blah blah, and she asks, do you have any questions for me or from the day? And you be like, no, no. No, I really don't. No, not at this time. You say that every single day, to me that does not sit right with me. Of course, when I begin student teaching, I'm going to ask questions. I'm will ask a question regardless. I don't care. I don't care if they think that I'm probably weird or I'm probably, he asked too many questions, but that's fine. That's fine, you guys. Get as many info as you can, knowledge, ask many questions. Like I said, there's no such thing as a dumb question. There's not. There's not. Okay, there's none. So ask me questions. Ask me questions. The next I have is observe and take notes. Absolutely. Observe the classroom that you are a student teaching. Observe the classroom. Take notes. Take, what's the classroom rules, for that particular, class and with that teacher. Check to see, assignments, what all the good magic stuff that happens inside the classroom, you guys. You know what I'm talking about because I can't name stuff at the top of my head at this moment, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Observe the teacher. You know, that's teaching so you could get an understanding of how to do it. You don't have to do it exactly how that teacher's doing. You could teach what feels best for you, okay? Because every teacher has a different teaching style with their students. Not all teachers are the exact same way of teaching their students. There's different teaching methods. So find, again, observe and take notes. And then, once you do start student teaching and also begin teaching, you know of how you want your classroom to run and how you want control your students, how you want them to be inside your own classroom. So observe and take notes. The next I have is to keep any resources that you can, any, copies of assignments, stuff like that into nature that you potentially want to use one day and you have it handy. You don't have to, do exactly what's on that worksheet. You could put your own spin into it. Exactly. Right, exactly. So yeah, keep any resources that you possibly can because you never know when you might need them. And like, hey, I want to use a specific activity because I remember when I was student teaching, we did this. And I want to incorporate this into my classroom. So where's it at? Ta-da! I found it. You could put your own spin into it. You could put your own spin into it. So keep any resources. Keep any resources that you possibly can. Next is to share your ideas. Share your ideas. Absolutely, absolutely. Share your ideas with, your colleagues, your peers, your professor during your last year, during your senior year, when you're a student. I believe that's when, to be honest, I don't know when student teaching began. It probably does begin, toward the end of your junior year and then, during your senior year. But yeah, share your ideas with your professor of, hey, I had a marvelous day at the School of Student Teaching. I learned so much about this and blah and that. Share your ideas with others, you guys, because they will love to hear it, especially the teacher that you are student teaching. They will love to hear your ideas. Trust me, they will love to hear them. And finally, I have you guys, and I just mentioned this when I talk about observe and take notes, which is to develop your own style. Develop your own style. Like I said earlier, every teacher is different. They don't have the exact same teaching methods. Find something that best fits for you because you will know in that moment when you are with the students and when you have your own classroom, you will know how you want things to run. I know, for now, you're just student teaching and you are observing, you are learning, but you will, that teacher will allow you to teach that class for a day or probably a week, however, whichever it is. And you have to find something that you have learned from that teacher, during that, during, the several weeks that you're with the exact same class. What you have learned from the students, do they like you? If not, find something, that whatever. and et cetera, et cetera. And then finally, you could bring those all together and put your spin into it. Okay. One of mine is going to be I'm going to be incorporating my students into every activity, into every lesson, into everything that I am doing inside my classroom because they are my family. We are all family. And that means we all come together. We work together. I want to hear, when I'm teaching a lesson, if a student does not understand, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I'm going to, incorporate my student, bring the student probably up to the board so they can try, do, a problem by themselves. And then I will help them along the way and their peers can help them along the way. I am going to engage with my students, interact with them all the time. I'm not just be like, okay, you're on your own. I'm going to help you. That is why I'm here for. That is why you are here. If you need help, ask. There's no such thing as a dumb question. So ask me because that's what I'm here for. We're going to have fun. A lot of other times, yes, we will have to be serious of what we're doing, an assignment or a project or for tests. Excuse me, we talk about tests. Yes, for tests, everybody, yes, of course, they would have to be on their own, taking it. I cannot help them. I probably will, help them, for a few several minutes, how to, remember, we did this, just last week, we just review it. Now it's your turn to do, etc., etc. I'm done with that. But anyways, you guys, what I'm trying to say here, I know I'm rambling, but develop your own style. Develop your own style. Find something that best works for you. So those are my top tips and advice for student teachers who are in college. So I hope you took down these notes, you took down these advice, and hope you spread it out to your peers and also with yourself because you will need this, you guys. You will need it, and I will need this too. And I'm going to keep it onto my phone so I know. So you guys, and also if you have any other tips and advice for student teaching that I did not mention in this episode, please let me know. Please let me know because I would love to hear from you and to learn from you guys as well that I probably didn't know or didn't mention because like I said, you guys, I'm still at the beginning stage of college. So I still got a long way to go before I start student teaching. So I need all the advice and tips I can get. So that is it, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And make sure you guys, you tune in next week because I am going to also be doing the exact same thing like I did on today, sharing top tips and advice, but it's going to be for teachers in college. So yeah, sharing advice, top tips and advice for teachers in college. So stay tuned. That is going to be next week. So this is part 1. Part 2 is going to be next week. So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate all of you guys on today. I love you all so much. You don't understand because you keep the show going. I love, creating episodes for you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in every week with me. And like always, take care of yourself. Be blessed. And this is Damian Talks Education. I will see you guys soon. So have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy your weekend, you guys. Peace out.